Hi, I'm Jennifer and I'm from Lab 13 Rochester. Now I know some of you might have heard about Lab 13 before, some of you have been over to visit. And I'm kind of going to give you a whistle-top tour of what Lab 13 is, what we do, what it's all about. So we're Rochester Primary School, which is just outside Wellingborough, and it's quite a big primary school. There's 350 children from reception up to year 6. And this is our Lab 13. And it's a dedicated science space for science, technology, engineering and maths in the school, and everything's off curriculum. It's a fun place. It's a place for children to play. So we just celebrated our 2nd birthday, which was quite a milestone for us because we were, of 6 initial ones that were funded by the East Midlands Development Agency, we're the only ones still going. And that's kind of due to a number of factors. So I'm based in the lab full-time, and that's what kind of makes it unique, is that I'm not a teacher. I used to work as a research scientist, and now I work in the school with the children as a scientist in residence. This is kind of our special thing and how we work it. We've got a questions board, and all the children in the school get to write down their questions or something that they wonder, and they come to the lab and find out the answer. So it doesn't have to be anything to do with their topic in school. It doesn't have to be anything that, you know, they're studying that subject. It can be something from TV. It can be something they heard their big brother say about secondary school. It can be something they saw at the park. And they write down, stick it up on the board, and within a couple of weeks, they come in with a group of other children, and we all work together to find out the answer. And my job is to work alongside them, guiding them in the right direction and not telling them the answer. Everything's hands-on, everything's practical. And we really strongly believe that that's what science and technology and engineering maths subjects should be, hands-on, practical. And that's just some questions that we had this week. Why doesn't super glue stick to the tube? Why, or when the earth spins, why can't we feel at the speed? And a foundation girl, but why is the moon so bright? So it's for everybody. That creative approach has been adopted from class teachers, so that when they're planning a topic in science, they use these KWL boards, and they ask the children, what do you already know about it? So the children come up with these post-its of things they already know about habitats or about electricity. And then they get to write down what they want to know. And they, it's really broad, but what the teachers have found is that generally they kind of slot in under things that needs to be covered in the curriculum anyhow. And then for the kind of way off ones, they come to the Lab 13. And then they've got L at the bottom, what have we learned? Another thing about the lab is that it's run by children, so it's for children, by children. And we've got a team of 8 management committees, year 5 and year 6, and it's up to them kind of to do everything. They manage me too. They write blogs, they write news reports, they write press releases, they write the newsletter, they do all the public relations, they've been on BBC TV, they've been on the radio, they tweet, they do everything. They're also in charge of fundraising, because that's one of our big issues, and they go out asking for money and collecting money, and they bring it back in as well. And also human resources, so they hire and fire, me, and I've been lucky so far. And they also, their replacements. And that's important. They choose who comes onto the committee next. So it's not necessarily the brightest and the really clever and the really high ability science students. It's the children are judging who would be a good committee member and who would, possess these skills that makes them good at managing Lab 13. And which kind of makes the next slide a little bit interesting, because we've looked, so we've only had it 2 years, and the management committee is a rolling term. And we've looked at their SATs results, or not their SATs results, their teachers' assessment last year, so the children who are in year 7 now. And blue is the Lab 13 committee, red is the rest of the school, and they're kind of outperforming the rest of the school in science, which is, okay, understandable. But it also translates across to their other subjects too. I'm so sorry for such a data slide. But if you look at blue, that's what we're looking at. It's Lab 13 committee, and we've got English, maths, and then English and maths combined. And at each level, the committee are performing higher than school and often better than the national average. So something that's happening on the Lab 13 committee is affecting their results in this way. So who comes? Everybody comes to Lab 13. These are just a selection of questions that we've answered. Like I said, it's off curriculum, so it covers a huge thing. This was year 5s wanted to know what's plasma. These two boys wanted to know can a year 6 and a year 1 balance on a seesaw. These guys wanted to know, does reading an exciting story affect your pulse? What's the difference between a telescope and a microscope if they both make things bigger? We've got what's inside a battery, what's your blood made of? Why does my coat look a different colour under street lamps? Can you make a magnet card? What does a heart look like? Foundation stage get to come up as well, so it's not just for the older gifted ones. And we've got them doing kind of filtering things, using equipment that foundation children often don't get a chance to use. And because in Lab 13 it's a special space and they come up in small groups, that they're able to use this kind of equipment, and their vocabulary, their scientific vocabulary and knowledge kind of expands as well. Also, one of the kind of most fun clubs that we have is Dad's Club. Every Friday after school, dads come along to the lab with their children and they work on science and engineering projects. It's really kind of blown out of control. It's not just dads anymore, it's stepdads, granddads, big brothers, uncles, anyone who has they have to bring a child with them. And they come along and they work on some brilliant projects. We only started it just before Christmas. And they built a greenhouse out of bottles, which fell down and they had to build it again. They did horrible tests on baby chicks, but it all worked out okay. They've done bottle rockets, and they started at 2 litres, and now they've got big water canisters and compressors. All kinds of things. And the best thing is we're using their their experience and their knowledge of things. And they come in and go, what about this? And they've even started giving each other homework. So they go home on a Friday with things, but we need to do this next week. And it's kind of come out of school too, that they've got their own Google groups and they meet up on a Saturday to work on something, to come in and bring it next Friday. Kind of like a show and tell. Or so one of them put up there's this rocket convention on in Cambridgeshire at the weekend, who's coming? And a couple of them headed off together. So this kind of creative sciences fun approach, which is what we really want to kind of get across, is coming out into the community as well. And the only problem with this is now the mums are kind of going, when's our turn? So, yeah, that's, been really fast. That's Lab 13, kind of a whistle-stop tour. And we've just been awarded a Silver Primary Science Quality Mark, which we're really proud of. And we'll be working towards our gold next year. But something I haven't mentioned about who comes to the lab as well is that we do workshops as well. So we've had some people here who have been part of schools that come in for CPD sessions about how to make, there's kind of a list of some flyers. CPD sessions, and we also do primary science workshops, so we get groups of other schools coming in and using the lab as well. And from others, so you don't just have to be in Irchester Primary School to use the lab. We do after school clubs and summer clubs and Saturday workshops and evening sessions for children from other schools around Northamptonshire too. So thank you.